Algebra 1, Sensei Learning System, Lesson 29. We're going to simplify this. First, we must break this trinomial down into factors. So, I'm going to try to break this out into two binomials, and the denominator also into two binomials. X squared, we'll make that into x times x. 6, we have the choices of 1 times 6, 2 times 3, and 3 times 2, and 6 times 1. I'm going to start off with my 2 times 3. So this will be 2 times 3. Okay. This will make a 2x, whereas this will make a 3x. I need same signs to give me 5x, and that have to be plus and plus. So positive and positive be here and here. Okay, next, the x squared plus 7x plus 12. This will be x times x for x squared. And for 12, we have several choices. We have 1 times 12, we have 2 times 6, 3 times 4, and 4 times 3, 6 times 2, and 12 times 1. But I'll stop here. Let's go with, I'm trying to go for the 7, so let's go for the 3 times 4. So 3 times 4 here. And this will give me 3x, and it'll give me 4x here when I multiply, right there. And signs have to be the same, and we want a positive 7x. So there'll be positive there, because that will give me a positive 7x. So there'll be plus first, and then plus here. Now, looking at this, we end up with x plus 2 times x plus 3 all over x plus 3 times x plus 4. Well, the x plus 3's cancel and become 1's, leaving 1 times x plus 2 and 1 times x plus 4. Okay, once again here. Okay, x squared minus x minus 20. I'm going to factor that into two binomials, x times x for x squared. Now for the 20, that could be 1 times 20, 2 times 10, 4 times 5, and then after that repeats 5 times 4. I'm going to choose the 4 times 5. 4 times 5. And it says here that the signs have to be different, and we need a negative 1x. So let's do the inside first. We get 4x, and the outside we get 5x. Okay. And we want the signs to be different, and we want a negative 1x. So signs different will be negative here and positive there. That will give me a negative 1x. And then, so that's positive first, then negative. So positive, then negative. Okay, down here, let's factor the x squared into x times x. And the 12, we have a choice of 1 times 12, 2 times 6, 3 times 4. And I'm going to choose my 3 times 4 here. 3 times 4. The signs have to be different, and we got to get a negative 1x. So this will be 3x here, and here this will be 4x. And I can have opposite signs and get a negative x by having positive here and negative there. And that'll give me my negative 1x. So positive and negative. Positive and negative. Okay. According to this, nothing will cancel out, so this remains. We get no simplification of this. X plus 3 and x minus 4. So this kind of remains here. Or we can keep it the original, x squared minus x minus 20 all over x squared minus x minus 12. So either one of these are okay. Okay. Number 3. We can factor this into two binomials, x squared into x times x. 30, we have choices of 1 times 30, we have 2 times 15, we have 3 times 10, we have 6, 5 times 6. Okay, and then it just kind of repeats from there. I know I'm going after 11, and the signs are the same, so let's go for the 5 and 6. So 5 and 6. And the sign's got to be the same. We've got negative 11. So we'll put negative here and negative here. So that gives us negative 11. And the signs are the same. Okay. X squared, that's x times x. And 35, that is 1 times 35. That is 5 times 7. And I think that's about it. 7 times 5. Okay. So the signs have to be different, and we need a 2x. To get different signs in 2x, I'm going to use a positive 7 and a negative 5. Yeah, that'll give me my positive 2x. And so we do have matches. That simplifies to a 1. That simplifies to 1. So what's left is x minus 6 all over x plus 7. Okay, next. We're going to factor this trinomial into two binomials. The x squared will factor into x times x. The 24, we have plenty of choices. 1 times 24, 2 times 12, 3 times 8, 4 times 6. That's as far as we need to go. So the signs have to be the same, and we need a negative 10x. I can get that from the 4 and the 6. 4 and 6, signs are the same. They'll multiply and give me positive 24, but add to give me a negative 10x. Okay, the x squared here becomes x times x. The 4, I have several choices. 1 times 4 or 2 times 2. I want the signs to be the same, and I want to get a negative 5. I can get same signs and negative 5 if I choose the 1 times 4. And the same signs will be negative and negative. Okay, and that'll give me the same signs. Okay, so my x minus 4 becomes 1. The x minus 4 here becomes 1. And 1 times x minus 6 is x minus 6. And 1 times x minus 1 is x minus 1. Okay. All right. Here, I want to take these apart separately. 2x squared plus 7x plus 3. Factor that into two binomials. 2x squared will become 2x times x. The 3 is either 1 times 3 or 3 times 1. I'm going to start with 1 times 3. So 1 times 3. Signs have to be the same. So in the middle we get 1x. Here we get 6x. Signs have to be the same. We want a 7x. So plus plus, and that does give us 7x. So plus goes here. Now we have 2x squared plus 4x minus 6. Break that into two binomials. The 2x squared will be 2x times x. The 6, we have choices of 1 times 6, 2 times 3, and let's see, that's about it. After that's 3 times 2, so it repeats. So I'm going to choose 2 times 3. No, maybe 3 times 2. 2 times 3. This will be 2x here. This over here will be 6x. We need different signs, and we need a 4x. So I can put different signs here and get a positive 4x by putting negative and then positive. So what I have here is a negative and then positive. So essentially I have the 2x plus 1 over x plus 3. And down here I have a 2x minus 2 and the x plus 3. And these two x plus 3's can cancel, leaving us with 2x plus 1. And I can factor out a 2 out of both of these as the greatest common factor, so it'll be 2 times x minus 1. But you don't have to do that. You can keep it 2x plus 1 and keep the 2x minus 2 in there. So either one is good. Okay, number 6. Let's take the 3x squared minus 2x minus 1, factor that into two binomials. This will be 3x times x. Then the 1 is fairly easy. This is 1 times 1. So this gives us 1x, and it gives us 3x. We want the signs to be different, and we want a negative 2x. So I'll put a plus here and a minus there. So plus minus. So plus and minus. Next is 3x squared minus 1x minus 2. Okay, let's factor that into a 3x times x for the x squared, 3x squared. And then for the 2, that's either 1 times 2 or 2 times 1. I'm going to choose 1 times 2. See what happens. So we get 1x and we get 6x. Signs are different and we want a negative 1x, and that can't work because there's no way we can put different signs here and get a negative 1x. So I'm going to start again with 3x times x, and instead of a 1 times 2, I'm going to do a 2 times 1. Try that combination. 2 times 1. That gives me 2x. Outside gives me 3x. And I want different signs and a negative 1x. I can get that by putting positive and a negative here, and that does give me a negative 1x. So positive here, negative here. And so I put my terms together, which are the, up here, that'll be the 3x plus 1 and the x minus 1. And here I'll have a 3x plus 2 and an x minus 1. The x minus 1's cancel, and that leaves me with a 3x plus 1 and a 3x plus 2 in the denominator.